Touchdown to Atlanta, they were nowhere to be found. So I was like,
wait, what?
Yeah. Like,
I just wanna live rent free. I just wanna live rent free.
Put it all in a sundress. I wrote this when the world was enough.
This girl what I want. Aroma. She got an aroma. She go.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Funmi-Layo. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. We do awesome content on this channel. Make sure to like this video. It helps us out a lot. But without any further ado, I have my guest over here, Alex.
What's going on? My name is Alex Asifo, aka Al Maralen. I'm a producer, rapper, and comedian.
Yo, I've been doing dirt round type of trio. A mail in the box, but I'm in the wrong PO.
And thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No
This
problem.
is very dope.
Oh, I guess we should tell you guys how we met. So through the Vibe Room, he actually did a rap from one of his songs. And I was like, oh my goodness, that is so dope. Like, which song was that one? Because I was listening to the album Universe of Maralen, Cop That, Spotify.
Yeah,
Where else?
Spotify, SoundCloud. The song Dove Tattoo.
Yes.
I wrote that. So that's a song that I had with my band,
Okay.
Tennis Shoes. We're like a live, like jazz, hip hop, R&B, soul band. Definitely come and check us out. We're gonna be having like a whole bunch of shows this year. But it's a song that I wrote 3 years ago, it's 2019 now.
Yeah.
And then I just like penned it out and I was like, you know what, this is trash. I'm gonna just throw this away. And then last year when I brought it to like the band, I was like, I don't know if like you guys wanna check this out, but it's just something I wrote a couple years ago, it's nothing big.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, let's actually do something with this. So my guy Kwaku, he like arranged all the music for it, like the instrumentation of it. And then, you know, we performed it a couple times and, you know, people really liked it.
Yeah.
So it's just like believing in your work.
Right. In terms of like saying, I want to pursue rapping, I want to pursue comedy, I want to pursue producing, like,
Yeah.
how did you get into it?
I've always just been really enthralled by how people put words together and how people can connect with other people. And I just remember I'd have like comedy specials, like hour-long comedy specials from like Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, and I would just listen to them on like my MP3 player when I was a kid, and I just go over it over and over again. The same with music too. I just loved how people put words together, and I was just like, you know what? And like I still have like my third grade journal. I wrote my third grade journal that I wanted to be like a rapper and a comedian. And so for me, it was just like, yo, I want to do this all the time, every day, even if it sucks for me at times, it's still fun because I get to do what I love.
Yeah.
So, and there's kind of like, for me it's kind of like no difference between like music and comedy. Like of course there's differences, but like you can write something funny and then somehow it turns into a song.
Yeah.
So for me it was just like, okay, I'll be writing jokes and then I'll also be writing like music over here. And it's just like two different outlets for me to get some like emotion out or, you know, some kind of thought
artistic
process.
energy, putting it out there. But let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. We all heard his name, Alex Asifo. So you are African. So you're African and he is pursuing rapping and comedy. Like, whoa, how did your family handle that?
My dad.
Yeah.
When I was explaining to my dad,
Yeah.
like, he was about to kill me, man. Like, you can understand, like, African parents, you know, it's either doctor, lawyer,
exactly,
or Nigerian scammer.
Right, yes. I mean, yeah.
No, it took, like, a really long time for me to show my dad, or, like, even, like, my parents in general, my work. So, like, my mom's, like, she's American, she's African-American, my dad's African.
Okay.
But like either way, like it took me like a long time to show my parents my work because you know like that one J. Cole line, like if they don't know your dreams then they can't shoot them down. So like
that's real.
Yeah. So like I kept like all of my dreams like really close to me and I was like I don't want anybody to take this away from me. So I shielded it from people for a very long time.
Yeah.
And just like did it. I mean I've always known my dad did see me perform on stage. It was like I'd never seen this before. I didn't know he was good.
Yeah.
It's like I just kind of took a long time
for him to see.
My writing can translate across any field. So it's like, okay, you need someone to write music for you. I can write a song for you. I can do that. You need somebody who can write jokes for you. I can do that.
Waiting for your ooh nah nah nah. Quit the tweet and miss you on your own my. Catch a show, let the time fly by. You always keep a gram on you like your my. We low key cruising through another gentrified area that came a long way from the pop. That's inside the sharks.
Like, you can write a script for you. I can do that.
Right,
so
right.
I just want to get to the point and challenge myself. Just like I can write across any field and it can be acceptable.
Exactly. No, that's so dope. I mean, when you're writing and everything like that, and just like in terms of rapping in general, I feel like there's always this for lack of a better term, stigma with rapping. Like, oh, you want to be a rapper? Oh, okay, he want to be a rapper. Okay, because it's like so many people want to do it. Yeah, and it's like
to be a rapper.
You get it from the African community. You also even get it from like girls. Like, oh, girl, you want to be a rapper, girl? I don't even know, man. I don't know about him. Like, it's a lot of energy. It's like, oh, everybody wants to be this thing, right?
Yeah.
But then obviously you walk through the water aisle at the grocery store, and it's a whole bunch of different types of water. You know what I mean? So how were you able to come to terms with the fact that, oh man, my dream is like something that's, quite hard to get into, and it obviously pretty much like everything, I hate to say it, but just to like address what the public might think is a saturated field in terms of people trying to get in. How were you able to combat that when you were following your dream? As you follow your dream?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. And like, I feel like someone like me who does like rapping or a comedian too, there are a lot of people who aren't good, which kind of like charges it for everybody else. Like if you tell everybody like you want to be a doctor, people are like, oh, there are a lot of good doctors out there, so the reputation is good.
Okay.
But there are also like there's a lot of bad rappers and a lot of bad comedians, which kind of makes you like a little defensive when you tell people that, because like, oh, they're gonna judge me now.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, I feel like I've gotten comfortable with knowing how good I am. So I'm just like, okay, no matter what they think of me, I know that if I were to get on stage and show them what I can do, it would probably change their mind.
Wow.
As long as I'm myself and stuff like that.
Confidence, y'all. I love it. I'm feeling that confident energy. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just weird because sometimes like I'm not confident. I'm just like, what if they judge me and just like, oh, just another rapper, just another comedian. So like, I just try to be myself, and if that does set me like apart from everybody else, then
so be it, right?
Yeah, so be it. Yeah.
So who is yourself? Who is Alex? Without the rapper, take rapper, comedian, producer aside. Who are you?
Who am I? I'm just like a goofy, geeky kid. Like I've always been that way. Like I don't really go out much. I like to like stay inside and write and just like kick it with my friends. Right. I spend like hours of time just like discovering like music on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
I listen. I love and I listen to like every kind of music. Like since like my family's pretty international, I've always been into like UK rap and
I love it. Yeah, J Hus, all of that.
Yeah, exactly. Like Dizzy Rascal.
Yeah.
I can appreciate like Latin music. I can appreciate like hip life and Afrobeat. So for me, it's just like music. Of course, is like one thing that's like a part of my identity. Whether I do it as a career or I just like listen to it and just like discover music as a hobby.
So what's been like your craziest experience, your craziest like maybe stand-up show or maybe concert where it was like, yo, this is wild? And it could be like in a good way, in a bad way, like what happens out there? I always feel like a rapper's life is just like so interesting. Like I feel like, oh my goodness, they're wild over there. Yeah.
No, I'd say a rapper's life on the come up is more like Paperboy from Atlanta. Which I've definitely experienced, but I'm trying to think of like a crazy experience. I'd say like a crazy. I'd say like maybe the best experience has just been like playing with my band so far.
Right.
And that's been like the craziest thing because we did this one show called Juke Joint that they put on like at the University of Maryland. It was like in the Grand Ballroom, probably about like 200 people, maybe like about. And my band, like we just went up there and then we just brought the energy. And it was just so good because like my band members, I've known them since freshman year, but we haven't come together as a collective.
Until recently.
Yeah, until recently.
Yeah.
And they're all just phenomenal players. So it just felt like it was just crazy being up there with all of them, knowing that they're so talented. And I was like, this is like one of like the best experiences.
Right. So do you also play an instrument?
I used to play the clarinet. I used to be nice with the clarinet.
Look, you already know when people's boys get high, like, but that's still so cool. I love jazz and everything like that. But like, okay, so obviously your journey right now hasn't been smooth. Like, has there been ever a point where you were like, or ever anything that happened that made you be like, man, I don't know if I really want to do this anymore?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of times.
Oh, this sucks so much. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
No, there are like a lot of times where like I'll probably like doubt myself, or I'll be like, I don't know if I have a dog. But no, there's definitely some times like when I went
one of
back
those times. We want to get into your world. Paint the picture. Where were you? Yeah.
My sophomore year of college, I was gonna go down to Atlanta with one of these dudes that like I met up, like I would do like open mics with up at College Park. Yeah. And then we're gonna go to like the A3C Fest in Atlanta, and it was just poor preparation on my part, and me just like not, believing in myself more, not putting too much trust in other people. And trying to see if like the universe can work through other people. But I was like, I'm gonna book the Airbnb and all that. My naive ass. I was like, I'm gonna book the Airbnb and all that, and like y'all just pay me back. And there was about like 6 of them, and they're like, all right, we're gonna. People. Yeah, they're like, all right.
You already know he got that bank account. You booking for 6, being like, okay,
it wasn't too.
It wasn't too expensive. It was Atlanta. Okay, well.
So then they went before me, because I think I had like an exam or something like that. And then I went down like on a mega bus.
Okay,
And then I was like, all right, we're just gonna link there and we're gonna do shows like around Atlanta and all that.
Right.
So once I touched down to Atlanta, they were nowhere to be found. So I was like,
what?
Yeah, like
you were calling and like,
I was like, yo. I thought
you were at the station. Where you guys?
Yeah. So basically, like they left me like stranded in. I mean, they didn't leave me stranded in land, but like they kind of like ditched me or whatever and like did their own thing.
Right.
So I was like, okay, you can't really trust anybody, but you can trust yourself. It's like I didn't really trust myself at that time. So basically, I didn't have tickets to A3C either. I was kind of just like winging it
with them.
And
So what happened to the Airbnb though?
Oh, I did the Airbnb for like one day.
Okay.
And then I just like walked around with Atlanta. I just like walked around Atlanta, took like some Uber rides, walked around the city.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So you were still able to stay in the Airbnb. They didn't have access to the Airbnb, right?
Yeah, no, it was just me, but then.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I went to like a Waffle House.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. I used to live in Georgia. Yeah. So like when people are like, oh, Waffle House, this, I'm like, okay. But a lot of people are like, whoa, let's go to the Waffle House. Let's experience that.
No, but I would say that like that was like one of like my lowest points, because just like, okay, I didn't believe in myself. Right. But like after that, it just taught me like, yo, you have to believe in yourself. You are your number one fan. You are your number one supporter. So like ever since then, like the music industry is very shady. Like I feel like the music industry needs a whole therapist, but that's a story for another day. But for me, it was just like, yo, you just have to trust yourself. Keep your circle small, but never be afraid to like meet new people and make new friends. But just know how to vet and just make sure make sure you are treating yourself like a superstar and like you are your own MVP.
Yeah, I love that. You are your own MVP, y'all. Love it. Yeah.
So for me, I was just like, okay. After that, I was just like, okay, you can't really trust everybody.
Yeah. And especially like on the come, you're looking. I feel like they do say that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. But I do feel like a whole bunch of shady people in t-shirt costumes also appear too. You know what I mean? Because it's like, when you're looking, when it's so clear, when somebody is looking for like guidance and like just like somebody help me, you can stretch your arm out to the wrong person, you feel me? Or somebody else may stretch their hand down to you, and it's just like to some point you do have to be like, all right, I know that I got this, but like not everybody who is trying to seek out, give me an opportunity might be the one. You know what I mean?
I know exactly.
Yeah. So hopefully y'all know what I mean. Y'all will be like, there she go, talking again. But yeah, no, that's dope. So how do you feel like, other than you now being your own MVP, what would you now tell yourself back then?
Definitely be patient. That's like the number one rule. Like, patience, positivity, and persistence.
Wow. Patience, positivity, and persistence.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely impatient back then, and I can still see like some instances now. You're just like, I can taste it. Like, I want to get there now, but sometimes like you're not ready. There are reasons why the universe doesn't work in your favor. You fall flat on your face, just so like at some point you're gonna come across something. As long as you're persistent and you're positive. So it's like, okay, me being impatient at that time just like made me like fall flat on my face. But like the more I just like kept on sticking with it and kept on going, I started to meet like really cool people, like different videographers who became like some of my closest friends. And we had like a genuine connection. It wasn't anything forced. So.
Oh, that's authentic. And like just from a creator standpoint, how do you battle like quality versus quantity in terms of like consistency? Because like I said, the market is just like so saturated. Everybody's constantly releasing something. So it's like, if you're not releasing, and especially if you're on the come up, where are you? You know what I mean? So how do you balance that with like actually putting out? Because the album, y'all, no cap, the album is good. I listen. That's the type of music I'll still listen to it after obviously this meeting. It's really good. It's really, really good. So like, how are you able to like balance that?
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, I'd say putting out music has been, a little bit of a. I mean, I'd say like a little difficult right now, just because I haven't been working with like a stable engineer right now.
Okay.
So I know there are some people who like their best friend is their engineer and producer, so they're able to go into studio every day, just keep on recording. But for me, it's like, okay, I got an internship right here, and then I have school on top of that. And then I have like my car just broke down, so let me go and fix that. It's like real life stuff can get in the way. But for me, it's just like, okay, you just have to like be patient, but also just keep on looking around for how you can put out more music. And that's like what the band has given me. So like being with the band, we can create as much music as we want, and then we can just go around and perform. So in that time, I'm still like writing my own like solo music. So like when I do go in the studio, it's just everything can be like recorded and done like that. I am working on like a 5-song EP right now.
Okay.
And that's
nice. Can you tell us what it's called, or is it kind of like under wraps right now?
Oh no, right now it's called And It Goes Well.
Okay. So, you have something to look up to. Nice. And will it be on the same platforms? SoundCloud,
definitely. I'm just everything is already written, and I have like most of it just like recorded. It's just like 1 or 2 more songs just to like pick from, and then get the whole shebang out. But this one, I just like to treat music kind of like how I've treated like my therapy. So like the Universe of Maralen was a mixtape just to like talk about like all the things like I've been going through. And It Goes Well is more like the cognitive behavioral therapy. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
So it's just like And It Goes Well is like, okay, sometimes like we're really anxious and we're kind of thinking like the worst is gonna come, but after all, the best actually comes out. And you're just like, damn, like it actually went well. So that's kind of like what like I named it after.
Dope. I don't know. I want y'all to go back to what he said about like, because he doesn't have that stable engineer, because no matter what whatever we're trying to do, and if you don't have the resources or if you don't have the people, you said that you write, you keep writing still, so that when he does have it, he's ready. So stay ready. If you stay ready, you don't have to, you know,
exactly.
You're already ready when it's time to,
Yeah.
But no, that's so dope. That's so unbelievably dope. And thank you so much for joining us. Really, y'all go listen to the Universe of Maryland. It's really good. Really, really good.
I appreciate that.
All right. See you guys later. And wait, hold on. Shout yourself out on all your social platforms.
Yeah, definitely follow me on Instagram and Twitter at ALBE_MARALEN. That's Albie Maralen on both platforms. You can find my music on SoundCloud, Spotify. I know there's some other ones out there. It's mostly, I'm a Spotify guy.
Spotify,
yeah. I'm a Spotify guy. Yeah.
SoundCloud a little bit too.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.